Welcome to Turnin and Burnin, your #1 channel, all things blue collar, and welcome to another Firebird Friday. If you've been following along with this build, thank you very much. If this is your first time, hit that subscribe button and go check out the other videos as I'm putting together this labor of love 1969 Firebird. Now, where I left off last video was I had the motor and the transmission married together, had the headers and everything on. Obviously, as you can see, she did not want to go in there with the headers. It was pretty tight. I did fit it up and I'll go in there. I'm gonna have to do some modifications. So what I did is got the engine in there, got the transmission, everything slid in there. This being such a big motor, she's very tight, as you can see. And what I'm working on today, the venture I'm gonna take you along with, is getting these motor mounts right here, making the brackets. As you can see from this angle right here, this does not line up with that little cross member. These frames are pretty much built for 67 through 69 Camaros, and they are built to fit a big block Chevy engine. And obviously this is the Firebird. This is a Pontiac engine, so there is some modifications that need to be done. So let me show you real quick everything here, and I'm gonna take you along and show you what I do, what I'm doing to get these brackets in place. Maybe it'll help you out. But I got the motor in and got everything centered up this way, the transmission's in place where I need it to be. Obviously, you can see the car is up off the ground. The engine is held by the hoist, and I have the transmission held over here with a jack. So let me take you along and show you how I'm gonna make these brackets. Hope this helps. Stay tuned. Let's get to boogieing. With the power of editing, I am the fastest fabricator in the world, as you can tell. It took a little bit time. Show you right here, I had to modify the brackets that came with this subframe. I chopped off this piece right here that went across here, drilled me a new hole for the motor mount, and then I notched this little area where the rubber piece has this little piece that pokes out. Came in here in this area and made me a little template, and for the plate that I'm gonna put down here, which is going to extend this out. This will fit on both sides as well. So let me bolt this motor mount on real quick, and then I'm gonna show you how this is gonna fit up before I tack it all up. Stay tuned. All right, I do want to say real quick that that I was kind of struggling with this, and I was looking on the interwebs to kind of find out what other people have done. So I'm on a Firebird forum on Facebook, and I threw some pictures out there and some questions, and a couple people wanted to follow along with this because they were curious as well. And one guy actually told me that he did the same thing, and he said the same problem. If they would move this cross member back, you know, as you can see, about 6 inches, that it would work out perfect for the Firebird. And I asked him if he had any pictures, and luckily he did. He showed me some pictures and he gave me this idea. Obviously there's many different ways you can do it, but I saw that it worked for his, and I kind of mocked up the headers to see that it's going to clear. So let me show you What I've done is these pieces come with the subframe whenever you purchase it. So do these. This doesn't fit the rubber piece that I have. That, like I showed you, I modified it. So cut this down, and I'm gonna have this pretty much at a 90-degree angle. And I'm gonna take this plate, and I left that gusset that was on there, and that's how I did that. Hope you can see this well. I'm gonna go ahead and get this plate in there nice that way, and it pretty much brings it back to where it needs to be. Now what I'm gonna do once all this is tacked in place and everything, I'm obviously gonna pull the motor out and weld it, and then you're probably thinking, you know, that's gonna bend this way or that way. I'm gonna go ahead and run to stiffen it up, run a flat bar gusset up underneath here. I will come from, you know, right underneath here, pretty much you can see right here, like this, all the way across there, to give it a lot of support back and forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these tacked in and make sure it all fits and all that stuff, and then I'll show you. Then I'm gonna have to jump all around to the other side. Let me roll my little chair over here and kind of show you. This is I'm doing the other side because this is the easier side, obviously. This side is tight with this new steering right here, so I have power steering. It puts this this knuckle right in this area right here, but I should have enough room to come down and do the same thing. I'm hoping that'll work. What I've really found that's gonna really be a pain, and this is gonna probably be a whole video in itself to show you what I did. That way, if it helps you, once you put these headers in here, these headers come right through here, and they go right underneath there, obviously. Well, you have your steering over here. I just have this stuck in there, just, you know, for a reference point. And then you have this knuckle here. Obviously, I'm gonna need a linkage and all that stuff. But with those headers, it runs right where you need to put the steering. So just kind of been looking at it, and I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to turn this up this way. I think I'm going to have to, I hate to do it, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm gonna have to notch this frame out over here somehow or another to bring this out. Obviously, when this is all notched, it will be all boxed back in to make it strong again. But that's what I've found is going to be the hardest part of all of this. So let me get the other side welded up, and we'll tacked in, make sure it all fits. I will jump on this side. I'm probably not going to show this side. I'll kind of show you how that one works when I'll get it all mocked up and ready to go before I weld her out. Got it up in there. Hope you can see it real well. But I went ahead and put the plate. I put some flat bars underneath it. I'm still gonna gusset it back, probably right here, or to the cross member back this way. Keep it from rocking side to side, and you know, going this way and that way. All right, now on the other side over here, the driver's side, we had to get a little fancy with it. Because like I was showing you earlier, this right here, the steering knuckle, it would not clear. So went ahead and let me get this up where you see it, chopped the ears off. Those are the ears that went on that mount. Had to bring them all the way down, as you can see, to the bottom, and then added some gussets. Made the one closest on this side a little bit smaller because that's where the little knuckle is for the steering. And then on this side, made it wider. That way we can get as much strength out of it as we can. So try to get it to where you can see a little bit better. So if you ever run into this issue, that's what I'm gonna do. So let me get it bolted on and let you see what it looks like. All right, got the mount in there. Let me get up close and personal so you can check out the clearance there. I don't know. Take a look at that. That's where it's gonna be. I may run another little gusset right here. I think it's gonna be strong enough, but once we hit the motor out, we'll see. There's plenty of clearance here now for whenever this turns. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put that next plate in there the same way, tack all that in as well, and it should be good. So I am gonna go ahead and end the video here. Next video I'll have the engine pulled out, and that way you can see it. We'll get a good look at it, but I'm gonna get this one all tacked up and ready, and then the transmission mount in the back. It came with the piece that fits in there, and it has two pieces that slide that'll bolt in. So I'll get that fit up in there, mark the holes and everything. That way whenever I drill it, I can just bolt everything back in there. Just remember, anybody can do this. It just takes a little bit of time and some patience, and hope I'm helping you out with some of this. I'm trying to show you kind of the problems I'm running into and stuff like that. I didn't see any videos out there with this checkered racing suspension and putting a Pontiac engine in there. So hopefully if you do this, you will see what I did and not have so many issues. But that's it. Thanks for watching, and you know what? I'm not gonna drag up, but I'm gonna roll on up out of here. Peace.